Okay, let's take a look at this unit right here. Let's see now. I was at the market. This is a week ago. And there's a chap there. He wasn't having the best of days, that's for certain. And he's I've bought things off him a number of times, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm having a terrible day. Can you buy this?" I'm like, "All right." So I'm not going to make a dime out of this. But what we have here, this is a real deal Edo period Shime Taiko. Now, she's rough. I mean, look at all the cracking in the body, and she's rough, only for the connoisseur, really. And another crack there, and she's definitely rough. But what's so interesting about it is, like Edo period, we're talking, one crack there, and one crack there, and here a crack, there a crack, everywhere, one crack there, here a crack, there a crack, everywhere a crack, crack. This would be fantastic for someone to paint, you know. Ropes all rough as guts too. But what's interesting about, Edo period, that's like 1603 to 1868. This is the real deal. He really rough. This is ox skin. Now, what's interesting about, what's good about it? What's good about it? Good about it, I'm going to sell it crazy cheap. And yeah, as I say, I'm not going to make a dime. But you know, just disseminating the beauty of Japanese culture around the world. I am a ABAREBUGYO. That's what I do. Now, what's good about it is that the body of the drum itself, the skin, the portions that is good, overlaps the body itself, and therefore, sound-wise, that's great. You see, that's around that region there is where the body is, and so there, that's great. Now, before we get on to its sound, yeah, the ropes, you know, you could re-rope it, and that'd be something really enjoyable to, I mean, it's an antique, it's a real deal. These here came from, I managed to get a hold of a bunch of like bow staffs and spears and all kinds of really cool stuff. Now, these here, this came, I would have made them longer, other than, see, the bloke, some of the blokes showed up and said, "Oh, can you cut that in half for me?" And they're Taiko guys, they're wood carpenters. And I'll just roughly, this actually came from some of the pieces are in there because it was fluted. It actually it was a short range, close combat, using like a corridor or something of a house. It might be in a hidden sort of thing where you can pull it out, of a short range spear. But the blade itself was over 15 centimeters. And it was not registered, and therefore illegal to own. Okay, so it had to be destroyed. But it was a real deal antique piece, and you could go through the registration-y things or whatever. And but I ended up with just the wooden piece itself, and that was fluted up here, which would be no good for that. So this here is real deal kashi wood, and they're not exactly 100% of the same size. Yeah, but that's the real deal. As you can see, there's some fluting right there. I think these are the real. That's Edo period stuff. And that's Edo period. So I figure, hey, wouldn't that go together well? Now, let's have a look at this. The sound of it, shall we? Now I'll keep this drum awake for the reverberation of the things going. I'll even give some tension to the rope to show you some different tones and stuff. See, it sounds great. Now let me put some tension on it. The other side, no tension. sounds fantastic. So I reckon this thing could be for those that are Taiko enthusiasts. Love to have this because it's just the traditional piece that you could put that in chuck it in a museum. It's hundreds of years old, and these are too. Well, now they are. Well, they were, and that was all together an hour ago. Now, what I'm going to do is sea freight it. So, sea freight. Now, I made a video to show people that sometimes sea freight takes a really long time, but to show that some people, you know, they contact me and say, "Oh, I finally got it, man. Thank you so much. You packed it really well. It's really good, blah, blah." So I might just include that video link to it or the description of it. You can't put links in eBay, but you can in Etsy. So right, yeah, that's rad. All right, let's move on to something else. That's Guntai, World War II. I've got another one back there too. I wonder if someone would be interested in that. That's a real deal Japanese World War II saddle right there, and I've got another one. Yes, we can move on to this. Okay, let's have a look what we have here. Awesome. I have a newer one that's more modern. Now, this one's a real deal, old school antique. The other one's a real deal, but it's new. But these are hard to come by indeed. So I'll have to get more for this one than the newer one. But beautiful. That's Shinto right there. All the bells, these are Suzu bells. All the 27 centimeters to here overall with the string. Himo, meaning like string, rope, something like that, is 50 centimeters. But yeah, from the main portion is 27 centimeters. That's beautiful. Really cool design. Using Shinto shrine ceremonies. Shinto no jinja. Jinja means shrine. If you say jinja is Shinto shrine, and otela is Buddhist temple. That's Buddhist stuff right there. And Shinto. Alright, yeah, that's just great. I'm going to send that via the carrier, the air carrier. It's all about weights and measures and stuff. And therefore, the company will need your phone number on the invoice. So yeah, it's a few little nicks there in the paintwork. I'd say it's in likelihood early Showa, possibly Taisho, 1912 to 1926, maybe into Showa 30s, even up to 40s maybe. It's yeah, that's the real deal right there. Beautiful. Okay, let's move on to something else. Okay, what we have here is a bit on the dusty side there. I'll have to clean off a bit. This thing here was once in a glass case, and there's a certain time of year. Oh, look at that, Shimedoko. Let me just show you one of it. Now, a real one. Now, this was once in a glass case, but the glass itself is really thin stuff, so it could never survive traveling. But the certain time of year, with the festival time, the Japanese spend thousands on these things. Yeah, I'm serious. These case things, I see some of the costs of these things. It's a real rad looking deal. What I'm thinking of doing, due to its size, it would have to go via EMS air. The air freighter would be too expensive, so I'll have to go with Japanese Post on this one. You're talking around 40 centimeters tall and 33-ish deep, and roughly 45 width there. Yeah, so what I'm thinking of doing is just sort of selling it crazy cheap. I mean, I'm serious, they pay thousands of dollars for this sort of stuff. What I'm thinking of doing is so I'm a bit worried about as far as freighting. So I'm thinking of whacking that in that. Let me have a bit of a glance at this again. Doing something like this. Right. Now, thinking of chopping up this sort of wood type of stuff, and then placing stuff like this, and then cutting, you know, have a few of these around it, and then that'll come to about here-ish, and then I've got some like brackets and bits and pieces over there, and screw like some top part to it, have that sitting on some bubble wrap or something like that. It's a bit of an awkward thing really, but it's bloody beautiful. I'm thinking of grabbing some rudimentary sort of brackets and what have you to help secure it, and therefore if there was things placed upon it, which is often the case, it'll help to secure it, so that if something was placed upon it, I'd have a far better chance of survival. It's quite the delicate thing. So yeah, I'll do what I can. Don't hate me if it doesn't all pan out as well as one might expect in this particular case. I generally wouldn't even deal with something like this. I've got like a whole bunch of old dolls and things. If weight permits, I often place, you know, all kinds of cool stuff. This is just a cool stuff area with all kinds of radalicious thingies, presents and things that I often, if weight permits. Right, so that's what I plan to do, and the costings for the CMS air freight these days, and you know, because of the tentative extra charge, I reckon tentative is going to be like forever. And yeah, it ain't going to be as cheap as one would hope. That's the only way, and therefore yeah, I'll sell it crazy cheap, because I'm serious, they do spend thousands on these things, and look at all the workmanship that goes into these things to make this up. Yeah. So yeah, crazy cheap, and then we'll just do what we can with this one. Okay, that's that. Okay, now the plan with all this stuff, I'm gonna plan on sea freighting it. I'm just gonna chuck it all in a box willy-nilly. I did that ages ago with all kinds of other stuff. This is not generally with all sorts of things like this. This is not generally the sort of stuff I deal with. This is chick stuff. I'm into guy stuff. Yeah, give me some swords and some tools. Go on Tim the Tool Man Taylor style. But I'll sell this stuff off crazy cheap. Apparently these things are worth quite a pretty penny, really. This one's in really cool condition. I'll put some bits of cardboard around that, I guess, so it doesn't rattle around too much. Yeah, just sea freight and the light will take a long time. But this one here, wonderful thing, but sadly it's all in tatters now. That's you could probably work with it and trim it and all that sort of stuff, and back in the day they would have been worth a lot of dough. Apparently these are worth a fair amount of dough, these things here, but it's just not my bag, it's not my style. It's not, you know, I don't deal with this sort of stuff. Whole bunch of coal keshis and things in there, these dealies. That's made by the Ainu, and that's he's made over there. They're a pair. They're a pair. That's made by the Ainu from Hokkaido. Yeah, and you get those things there. So it's that groovy thing there. Isn't that cool? I like that. What's that from, like the 60s or something? And these dealies. You know, you get your cold keshis. There might be a head for that dude. It seems to bobble around. There's a Taiko, cool. Yeah, there's a bobble head right there, isn't it? Yeah, all kinds of little bits and pieces and dealies all in here. I'll chuck it all into one box. And some people like to take these to market, and you know, they'll get, you know, $10 for that, and $10 for that, and $10 for that, and $20 for that, and $100 for that, or whatever. Yeah, so I'll just toss it all in a box, and don't get snotty with me. It's just that's the deal. Okay, so I'm just gonna be crazy cheap shit. I mean, oh, look at that, Shinto bells. Cool. That's pretty rad, actually. I should chuck that in my cool resources up there, but alas, I'm not going to. Alright, so you get all that stuff, and yeah, sea freight. Isn't that rad? I'd like to keep that, but unfortunately I've already mentioned that I'm going to send it all. They're separate, those things over there. Yeah, these units and that. Okay, there you go. Okay, got to get on to something else. So lastly for today, right, what we have here is World War II Japanese saddles. What the interesting pieces indeed. Some of the leather's kind of all broken away. That's for these rudimentary style stirrups. This here is kanji code. I know that means knucker. It's the same on that side. Yeah, this one here is this one's actually dated. Here it tells us it's Showa. I can hold the camera steady enough. Showa Jugonen, and it's a Guntai. Showa Jugonen, which is let's say Showa 1926, 1936, 1941. Go back 1 year for the full year to show period. That's 1940. Yeah. That's good right there, good military. There you go. I'm going to sea freight these things, so it'll take a long time, but yeah, very rare find these things. They'll be real good for like encased in a museum or something like that. Okay.
Elemental forces caused the egg to hatch. From it then came a stone monkey. The nature of monkey was irrepressible.